Hey, greetings, YouTubers. It's about noon, kind of late in the day, and I'm really slow start. I was so wiped yesterday. I slept in until like 7 o'clock today, and took my time getting ready to get out here, and took a nice long hot shower this morning, and packed on carbohydrates last night. Really needed to energy up a little bit. So I'm really just kind of getting started. Thanks for all your comments yesterday and all your suggestions. I think I'm probably going to implement most of them. I think there were some good ideas there, especially in regards to the rain issue, water abatement, that kind of thing. So yeah, thanks for that. Right now what I'm doing is I'm working on the roof. I've got all the materials and stuff that I'm going to be using. Already cut the piece of wood, but got some clamps, my trusty Gorilla Glue, some drywall screws, my screwdriver, little rock here to hold my camera lens up while I set it here. And what I'm going to do is these notches are for those vertical 2x2s. So these. So right up in that corner is where the ceiling slides in, and I need to notch out around that little post so that it'll fit up underneath that horizontal piece that goes that way. And then of course there's one on this end. This is the end that I had the delamination problem on, and I Gorilla Glued it back together. It seems to be pretty good, so I think it'll be okay. And now what I'm going to do is get this glued and screwed in place. I've already measured. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a measurement here that I'm going to follow on both ends. So this represents the corner of this piece. The other thing that I've done is that, because this is the inboard side of the roof, and the weight makes it want to bow this way when it's up on the roof, this way because it's inverted. So this is arched this way right now because this is the inside, and it would normally be on top, bowed this way because that's where the weight is. Gravity, like it's having its effect on all of us. So what I've done is sided down this and made the crown. There's a little bit of a crown on this board. It's not a lot, but I've made it so that it's going this way, which is opposite of this way on the wood. So help counter that bowing a little bit. And then when I get some more framework on here, it'll probably be a lot better, a lot sturdier. Okay, so I'm gonna set you down here while I get this going. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit trickier. I need to have something that hangs below the top of the walls along the entire edge of this roof. There's a phenomenon called capillary action. You engineering types probably know what it is, and I'm probably using the term incorrectly, but basically everything, all mass has gravity. So there's enough mass in these small pieces of wood and enough, a small enough mass in water for some of it to get attracted upstream or uphill in capillary action. So I want to go the entire length of this roof so that it's going to hang down further than the gravity or the mass of this wood is capable of pulling the water uphill. It's probably a lot more technical than anybody needed to know, and probably extends beyond my own technical capabilities to explain it, but basically that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to get this piece cut. I need to hang it off of the edge a little bit because there isn't an 1.5 inches of overhang, so I can't use the whole width of the 2x2. So I'm going to cut it to length and go through the same process. Get it lined up, clamp it in place with some Gorilla Glue on it, and then turn it over and screw from the other side. Perfect. Okay, now the hard part. Okay, just to explain, there were two problems that I ran into when I was doing this outboard edge here. One is that I was really close to the edge of the plywood, and sinking the screw in actually split the wood a little bit. I mean, it's not horrible. I'll patch it up with some wood filler and sand it down and everything, and it'll be fine. It'll be watertight. And it's actually over the edge anyway, so. The other thing that I ran into is when driving the screws, my goal is to get them at least flush with the surface of the wood. Some of them didn't do that. Either I was hitting a knot underneath, or I don't know, didn't get a good run at it, whatever. So I'll back them out a little bit and then run at it again with a little more force, and then they tend to drive in. So that's what you were saying. Okay, any questions? You know where to post them. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna cut 2 of these. Excuse me. Sorry, Gorilla Glue. One of the things I don't like about it is it gets everywhere. But it's still good stuff. Okay, another tube bites the dust. Thank you. Be safe. Okay, one down, one to go. Okay, I've just glued the other side and I'm gonna flip it and put the screws in. Okay, so I've gone ahead and finished screwing that other side and put it up on the roof. You can see how this is going to kind of seal. Bit of a miscalculation up here. Nothing horrendous. I'll fix it tomorrow when the glue's all dry and everything. So that's three miscalculations that I've made. Three strikes and you're out, isn't that the way it goes? Okay, so there's pod one, complete except for paint and insulation. Insulation I'm probably not going to do before we get on the road. I mean, we're coming into summer. It's spring right now, so I've got a couple of months before I start getting into hot weather. And then, you know, probably look at ways to keep the inside cool at that point. But Okay, so this is kind of what completed pod 1 looks like, and tomorrow we'll get started on pod 2. I'm gonna probably quit building for the day, do my little follow-up discussion, and call it a day. View from inside again. Nothing new here. You guys have already seen this, but I mean, here's the the frame so that you can crawl in safely without getting cut on the aluminum. This bed cover's gotten really dirty with me lugging it around and drilling over it, standing on it, and all kinds of stuff. But it unzips, so I'll be able to wash it. We'll vacuum out the wood chips and all that. Or maybe I'll just get, if I get thinner mattresses and this thing turns out to be more watertight than I expected, if I get 4-inch thick mattresses or even 6-inch thick mattresses, it'll fit inside this pod and I can close it up with the mattress inside it. That would be cool. Of course, then it makes it hard to do the QuickBook thing down the middle of the aisle here, which I'm still planning on doing. Phew. Greetings, YouTubers. It is Wednesday, April 25th, 2018, still in Blue Jay, California. Aiming for a launch date of May 11th, and head north to Coeur d'Alene. So I hope you find these videos a little more interesting. I know a number of you are and I agree with you to a certain extent. This isn't about other folks. It's about me. We've already established my vanity, and that's true to a certain extent. The motivation behind these videos has been to chronicle this transition, and I mean this is a big deal. I mean, I've just kind of kept my head down and pressed forward and not tried to look at the circumstances or the trail behind me. I've just tried to hunker down and figure out what the steps are in front of me and get her done. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to process and think, but I knew that I would want to. And this chronicle, not just the content that involves the build. The build is certainly important. I think it'll be important to me when I go back. I'll look at what I've done and maybe even wonder, okay, well, why did I do that? Maybe I'll want to, go back in and fix something or do something a different way, and having this backlog will be good. Knowing why I made certain decisions will be good. So, I mean, the whole motivation for all of this has been, in large part, for me and my family, so that my family knows what I'm doing. Hi, sis. Hi, auntie. Hi, Anna. Charlie's doing good. Charlie, man, he sure is a cutie. Dad loves him. He really likes Dad, too, which is kind of unusual. So I haven't really put a whole lot of focus on, okay, what are you guys going to think when you see this? And I still haven't, I don't think. But I have heard you. I've heard what you've said and say, hey, I'd like to know how you did that. And so I'm going to try and do a little better job of showing you how I did stuff. And I hope today and yesterday were examples of things that are going to be a little more useful for those of you who are looking to make this transition, because that's another part of why I'm doing this. This video thing is that I think that there's a lot of folks out there that need this. I mean, you look on the news every day and there's some new wrinkle in the homeless problem. I hate that word problem. I mean, it is a problem for some folks, but how hard is it really to house people? If politicians and the disgustingly wealthy weren't so busy stuffing money into their pockets that they could never spend in a lifetime or several lifetimes thereafter, There's I've mentioned this before. There's a video out there called "We're Not Broke." I think it's by the grandson of Johnson and Johnson. Look it up and watch that video. For me, it was an eye opener. I mean, he had a hard time cornering his grandpa into saying, why do we need this much money? And his answer was because they won't work. They don't want to give us money because we won't work. Well, I'm not getting paid for any of this that I'm doing, and I'm working my tushy off. I think it's a matter of finding something that you love to do and doing that. And I think that to have to struggle every day and live under such oppression, financial oppression, I think is wrong. It's not the way that we should be living. Even in a broken world, I don't think that people should be living that way. And I've gotten way off the tangent, but so making progress. I didn't put in a whole lot of time today, a couple hours. I did that roof. I was really wore out yesterday. Today I feel 100 times better, and I really don't want to feel that tired again. I slept like a rock last night. Oh man. I don't know about the rest of you all that are my age, but as you get older, your body produces less melatonin, and so I take a melatonin supplement to go to sleep. It's one of the few supplements that I do take. And I notice it when I don't take it, and I took 2 of them last night, and a couple of Advil for my achy muscles, and man, I played a couple of minutes of Skyrim. Skyrim's my addiction. I'm going to confess right here. I'm a Skyrim addict. Yeah. I'm in counseling. But anyway, I played 15 or 20 minutes of Skyrim, and man, I was out. I was out like a light. Slept until about 7 o'clock this morning. I've been getting up around, waking up. Not actually getting out of bed, but at least waking up around 4 or 5 in the morning. And today I slept good. So all of that to say I'm rested and doing better, but I don't want to feel like I felt yesterday. I was wore out, and I want to get this done, but I don't want to kill myself doing it. I don't want to get tired to the point where I make mistakes or accidentally hurt myself. So anyway, Alex, Mom, I heard you. I went to bed last night and I rested. So I appreciate all you guys, Sandy, TMT, Stephen, K-Bird in California, another homie from California. Appreciate you guys hanging tough here. Debbie, I recognize you guys. I've done a little bit better of trying to remember names now that I've seen you more often. I'm trying to respond to your questions and keep you informed about why I'm doing what I'm doing, how I'm going to do things as much as I can, changing my video format to accommodate those of you who want to learn. And it took a little more work to do that because I had to stop and go set the camera and turn it on and then turn it off and point it. And I did find some settings though that allowed me to just set this thing up and I don't have to worry about focus anymore. It's on autofocus. I can't tell if it's in focus. My vision is really bad. I'm actually blind in this eye. Well, about 75% blind. And I'm losing the vision in this eye. What a thing to lose for an artist. But so far so good. So I really can't tell, and that I found these settings to kind of help compensate for my bad eyesight. That's a good thing. So I think that's the update today. I think yesterday I hit almost 22 minutes in a video length. I think that's the longest I've ever produced. I'm sure this one's going to be right up there with it, and I don't want to make it any longer or more boring than I need to. If you have questions, you guys, you've been great about asking them, so don't stop. I love the advice. I may not follow all of it, but I love getting it from you. At least I've got something to think about. Sometimes what you tell me, even though I might not use that idea, it triggers another idea in me. So don't stop. Keep doing it. And yeah, so that's the update for today. Bless you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Later.